there's a definite hierarchy of where you are, and it's a lot more harsh, really, in New York or L.A. than it is here, because um, it's a little more relaxed. Nashville just tends to be a little more relaxed, but at the same time, there are a lot of people who, if you're the assistant, then get the coffee and don't say anything to me. And then there are other people who are, and it depends on personality too. If you're, I've worked with people who, you work with them one time because they're really pushy, or they're happy to go behind and say, I could get a better snare sound than that, or I can do, I could do this better, or man, you should see this. Hey, can I play something that I did? In the middle of a session, and that's happened, which is really a death knell for people. And you're really trying to, you're all trying to achieve something, and somebody who's the assistant, and I spent a couple of years doing that too. Whereas, if you're a great assistant, you're probably going to be a good engineer. Not necessarily great, not necessarily horrible, but you're going to be able to anticipate what's coming. Like, okay, we've finished overdubs. They're going to probably going to want to do this, so I should get ready to do, patch up new things, or ask the engineer as an aside. Okay, what's next? Should I get the vocal mic ready? Should I get the something or other? So you're always trying to be ahead of the thing. And when I was an assistant, I always wanted to say, nobody's waiting on me to do something. Like, if I had to come in at 3 o'clock in the morning to set up for a tracking thing so we're ready to go at 10, then that's what you do. That's the gig. So a lot of I've seen other assistants and people who started out the same time I did fade away because either they showed up late, or they didn't anticipate, or they didn't just keep their head in the game, or it was more about them. If they're cold, they'd turn up the heat or some, even though the artist and the producer may like it really cold in the control room. So I've seen people do that kind of thing, and it's a thing that you don't necessarily think about, but as an assistant, you really are trying to be invisible, pretty much, unless you have a good rapport with whoever. Like, if they're assistants that I've worked with for a long time, and I know them really well, or it's a studio I haven't worked at very much, then I'll go, hey, where do people usually put the drums? Or you're looked at for information. And unfortunately, with the changing, going back to the march of technology, assistants aren't around as much and don't get the opportunity to work as much on sessions because there just aren't that many bigger studios anymore, which is really, really unfortunate to me for the next generation of people who are going to try to make records.